It's pretty eventful today, Ashley.
Yeah, colorful radar to start, where we have green indicating rain just south of I-94, but that I-94 corridor in particular stretching up towards Hamburg, that's where we have a little bit of a wintry mix. And so plan for that as you're stepping outside. It will transition to rain. In fact, could be heavy at times with those heavier pockets already pushing north into Monroe County. US 23 will be a wet ride this morning, but we do have a warm front lifting, cold front chasing it. That brings 2 rounds of storms today. Midday after sunset will rise to 63 for the evening high. Darnell?
Because, Ash, like you said, something to deal with all throughout the day.
Yes, and something different to deal with at this hour, depending on where you're going to be in lower Michigan. And so let's start with the fact that we have winter weather advisories in the northern half of the lower peninsula. So that is clipping the thumb and portions of Sanilac County until 10 o'clock this morning. So still a ways to go as that snow band is pushing through. And we're seeing some snow as far south as about Flint, but we do have more of a wintry mix. And that's going to be south of the city along I-94, some heavier rain showers even closer to the state line. It's all part of this warm front that's lifting, bringing in a really widespread rain mass here. And then there's going to be a lull before that secondary line comes with the cold front. You see that stronger line developing with that in portions of the plains and into the Midwest. So right now, live look at downtown Detroit. It's a gloomy start. We have not fluctuated in temperature since we joined you at 4:30 this morning, waiting for that warm front to push through. 39 degrees in the city, mid to upper 30s across the burbs. Easterly winds right around 15 miles per hour. And so today we get into the 60s, but that might not be until we get closer to midnight. So don't plan for that to be right in the middle of the afternoon. We continue to gradually warm, but you'll need the umbrella as we're in and out of rain. And that rain will be heavy at times with a few embedded thunderstorms. So we still have that level 3 enhanced risk for Metro Detroit, level 2 to the north. That map that you see there has not changed in 3 days. What you need to know, wind gusts could be over 70 miles per hour, especially with that second line after sunset. But we can't rule out some large hail. Flooding's a possibility with all this rain, and an isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Round 1, we'll average that out close to lunchtime. Round 2, after sunset. We're going to give you an hour-by-hour look at how this all pans out coming up in just a few minutes.
And I just got the push alert from our Forewarn Weather app saying a wintry mix headed toward my location. Shantae reported it was already there in Dearborn Heights.
You can see with her hood up that it's chilly out there.
Yeah, the tale of 2 seasons today within just a few hours. And so, yeah, as the day progresses, we're going to go from winter-like conditions to spring-summer-like storms. And so let's break down that timeline for you out of the gate here. Early this morning, we've already seen it on radar. You're getting those push alerts from our app. Rain and snow showers crossing the area. And so we do have some light accumulation to the north, and that's well north of I-69, where winter weather advisories remain in effect for about 2 more hours. But late this morning through the lunch hour, we'll have round 1 of what will be more spring-like storms. And so heavy downpours. I'm not going to rule out a stronger storm developing, but the better chance for severe weather will be after sunset tonight with what we'll call round 2. Now note that we could have some rain sandwiched in between these rounds, so it's not going to be a distinct difference from 1 to 2 as far as rain falling, but you'll see gustier winds develop, the chance for some hail, all of that on the table after sunset with the cold front. So that winter weather advisory I just mentioned, that'll lift at 10 o'clock this morning for Sanilac County. The rest of us will be looking at the potential for some flooding. In fact, a flood watch has been issued for St. Clair, Oakland, Macomb, Washtenaw, Wayne, Monroe County starting at 8 o'clock tonight until 8 a.m. on Thursday. We could pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain. Now is the time to be prepared for the potential of flooding. If you have a sump pump in your basement, make sure that you're prepared for that in case it was to go out, and keep checking on it throughout the evening and tonight. Exact Track 4D, so that wintry mix much more apparent on radar for our friends in Northville, Novi, stretching towards Hamburg and Howell. So now this is pushed closer to the I-96 corridor. Not that long ago, it was as far south as I-94. So lifting to the north. So for our friends in Ypsilanti, Plymouth, Canton, Redford, Inkster, down by Metro Airport, now it's just rain, and it's pretty widespread along I-94. But check out what's happening down into Monroe and Lenawee counties. So from the city of Monroe towards Milan, along US 23, west of that corridor into Blissfield, Adrian, heavier rain is now pushing north of the state line. It's with that lifting warm front. So that warm front will continue to bring more moisture to the area. We're dealing with rain throughout the morning. Now we have this wedge from the warm front to the cold front. That could bring us a little lull, but you distinctly see the stronger line of storms developing with that cold front. That's going to be round 2 for us later today. So walking you through the timeline, boom, widespread rain, 10 a.m. We're dealing with some heavy downpours, umbrella a necessity. Now here's that lull sandwiched between those fronts. We could have some light rain, but it's not going to be nearly as impressive as what we have in the morning. So by 1, 2 o'clock, we're dealing with that lull after the lunch hour. Now by 5, you see more of that rain developing throughout the thumb, but the line begins to develop after 5 p.m., maybe even as late as about 9. So I think that 7 to 10 o'clock, you're seeing those heavier storms roll through the area. 9 to 10 is the sweet spot with this model. And then by midnight, most of that rain is out of here. You might have a lingering little shower or two early Thursday, but we will be drying things out on Thursday. So we have some wet weather on our camera here in Detroit. You look closely at the camera, you can see some of those raindrops there, but we have not fluctuated in temperatures. Mid to upper 30s across the area as of right now, and we've been there since 4:30 this morning, and about 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds. We'll gradually warm up, but it's a slow process, and we get in the 60s, but that might not be till closer to midnight, so don't plan for that mid-afternoon, but you will be planning for the rain. So we have enhanced storm risk. This has not changed over the last 3 days. The orange contour from Metro Airport West does indicate a level 3 on a 5-level scale for severe weather. Level 2 in yellow here. What has changed, we keep upping the ante here when it comes to damaging winds, and so significant wind risk for the later storms, but all threats are on the table. And so significant wind risk goes all the way up to Sandusky and then south of the state line. Those damaging wind gusts could be upward of 70 miles per hour. We're picking up 1 to 2 inches of rain, and so that's going to lead to the flooding concerns through tomorrow morning. Otherwise, come Friday, home opener, 50s, partly cloudy. Can't ask for a better day to play ball. Go Tigers. We'll be in the 50s, though, by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In and out of rain chances this weekend. Cooler next week. That's your future forecast.